can have it like in a taco.
Yeah. I can't even help laugh. Okay, so today, baby's oven, we are gonna make a Mexican dish. I love. You like my prop? Okay, I love Mexican food. That's why I got my hat. My husband had a real one, but I know you guys don't know. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna make Carne Guisada. I hope I said it right because my husband always corrects me. It doesn't matter if I say it right or not. Guess what? I make the best homemade Carne Guisada to me and my husband, and my kids, and everybody that's had it. Anyway, it is a great recipe. You can use it either as a stew or put it in burrito, tacos, and what have you. Either recipe, because you can stop with just the meat and make tacos, burritos, or you can add potatoes and make it into a stew. I make it as a stew and tacos and burritos, but I add potatoes to both recipes. You'll see that on the video. Anyhow, I think you'll love this recipe. I'm a black girl that loves Mexican food and Asian food, but today we're gonna do Mexican. Anyway, let's go. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thanks, Alvin. And comment. I would love to hear your comments. It's an easy recipe. You'll love it. Brandy, my neighbor, I'm so sorry it took me 15 years to get this recipe out. Let's go.
Okay, so we're just gonna start off by adding a little bit of salt and pepper to our beef. I hope you guys can still see. I'm gonna stir it in, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of pepper just to give that little bit of flavor, okay? Okay, after you have seasoned with just salt and pepper, you're going to add about 4 tablespoons of flour. This is how you're gonna get it to be gravy-like. You're just gonna add a little bit, stir a little bit, add a little bit, stir a little bit, okay? Okay, so you see it's completely covered in flour. This is my meat. I got my skillet out and I added a little bit of olive oil. So now I'm just gonna add some garlic so that I can season my oil, so that my oil is tasting wonderfully like garlic. Garlic is one of the best seasonings ever. And once you got your garlic in there, simmering a little bit, getting your oil flavored, you're gonna add your beef, okay? Just like this. I'm gonna turn the fire up, it's kind of low, but I didn't want to burn my garlic. And we're gonna let the meat cook for about 5 minutes. Okay, so it's been cooking for about 1.5 minutes now, and you can see the color that it is. And we're gonna let it cook for about 3 more minutes. Okay, so now I'm gonna add half of a white onion, a little bit of bell pepper, and a lot of cilantro. If you don't like cilantro, don't add the cilantro, but I love cilantro, so I'm going to add a lot of it. And I'm going to add a medium tomato, okay? I didn't have my tomatoes with me today, but I do have a can of chopped tomatoes in my cabinet, so I'm going to use that, okay? Isn't that a beautiful color? Look at this. All these colors. Okay, so we're gonna stir this all together, and then we're gonna get ready to add some beef broth to it. See, this is Mexican. We live in Texas, and in Texas they got that, what is it called? It's Texas style. But this is the Mexican style that I love, okay? Okay, so it's starting to get thick already, as you can see. So what I'm gonna do is add 1.5 cups of beef broth to it. It's gonna get real sticky and nice and stewy. Okay, I'm gonna add another 1/2 cup of that. Okay, you see how it's getting nice and thick and stewy? That's wonderful. So cumin, I'm getting ready to add 2 teaspoons of cumin. Now, if you've never heard of cumin, it's one of the best dishes, the best spices to get, especially for Mexican food. I think it's absolutely wonderful. It gives it like the best flavor. And then you're gonna add a teaspoon of chili powder, okay? And then you're gonna add a teaspoon of paprika. Where's my paprika? There you go. Now watch it change color. If you want to cheat, you can just use this. It's called Carne Guisada seasoning, extra fancy. Anyway, you're gonna use about 5, I believe it's 5 tablespoons of this. And you would put it in here and it gives it a wonderful flavor. Okay, so if you want this will be done. You would just leave it just like this. You would let it simmer for about maybe 30, 45 minutes on very low heat so that your meat can get extremely tender, because that's how you want it. You can eat it just like this in a taco burrito with some beans and rice, or you can do it on how I'm getting ready to do it with you. Okay, so this is how I also do it. I like to add potatoes to it. I'm gonna add a little bit more potatoes to it too, because what happens is my husband and I like to eat ours in taco style, or the way my kids eat it is I add potatoes to it and they eat it on top of rice. So I just add this to rice, just like a stew, and it comes out really delicious. Okay, so because I added more water, I changed pots too, you guys, because it's really full. So because I added water, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna add another tablespoon of flour, okay? Because I want it to be thick. I don't want it to be thin and watery, so I'm just gonna, tablespoon and a half. So we're gonna add the flour. The flour is what makes it nice and thick and gravy-like. If you want that, you add that much flour, okay? Especially if you add more water to it. So it's gonna make it nice and thick. And I'm just gonna let it simmer. I'm gonna put the top on it and I'm gonna let it simmer for a little while. I'm gonna stir this up so that flour gets in there nicely. But that's what you want, okay? And it's all done. So I'm gonna show you the 2 different ways that I do it. But it's wonderful. Okay, so I'm that wife and mom that always has rice on deck. Everything goes with rice if you ask me. So this is some jasmine rice that I made. And so I'm just gonna add this wonderful carne guisada on top of it. This is how my kids eat it. So it's like a stew. You can eat it by itself or you can add rice to it. And I'm just gonna add some guacamole and some cilantro to it. So if you don't know, you know that I love cilantro. So I add all this. I add a little bit of cilantro to it. And then I'm going to add some of my homemade guacamole to it. Now, if you want some guacamole, homemade guacamole, I have the recipe on my channel on Faith's Oven, and it turns out wonderful. But that's the finished product, and it is delicious. I hope you can see this, but there we go. Or you can have it like in a taco style or burrito. I'm doing it with yellow corn tortillas, and I just added my guacamole, and I had made some homemade black beans, and I added some cilantro. I don't do cheese or sour cream or anything like that, but this is another way that you can have your carne guisada. All right.